Within Christianity, let's kind of break that down. Biggest difference between Christian, non-denominational Christians versus Catholicism versus LDS Mormonism.
All right. Catholicism and non-denominational Christian churches hopefully stick to the orthodox Christian faith. One God, three persons, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, deity and humanity of Christ, sinless life, atoning death on the cross, resurrection, ascension to heaven, he's coming back a second time. Now, I've got a lot of wonderful Mormon friends, but I'm sorry, Joseph Smith made some big errors. And one of the biggest errors he made is, once again, the identity of Christ. Mormonism, in its fundamental teachings, teaches that Jesus and Lucifer are brothers. What? No. Jesus is the eternal God. Lucifer is a created angel who fell, who rebelled against God. They are not brothers. And there are other reasons that I think it's very hard to follow Mormonism for intellectual reasons. You got to be intellectually honest. And Joseph Smith, nice guy in many ways, but boy, oh boy, did he ever twist some of the teachings of Christ, not the least of which is polygamy. I mean, you can't read the Bible and walk away saying polygamy is good. When Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, the Bible's not saying, oh, that was good. When David had a few wives and some concubines, the Bible's not saying that was good. That polygamy that's recorded in the Old Testament is not saying, oh, polygamy is good. No, right at the beginning in Genesis 2:24 we read, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother, be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Not the 10 become one flesh, the two become one flesh. So God's purpose in creating us male and female is, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother, be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. That's not polygamy, that's monogamy.
Got it. Okay, so within Islam, go to Islam. When a Muslim sells the benefit of becoming a Muslim, what are the benefits? If you become one, here's what's going to happen. Christianity, you accept, you go into heaven, salvation, great. What is it with becoming a Muslim?
I think the best reason for a secular American to become a Muslim is because it provides structure. We started off this wonderful time together, Patrick, talking about relativism. Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about relativism enough, you begin to realize that you can never look into your spouse's face and say, you should not have said that. There's no should. There's no ought. And you can't look into your child's face and say to them, that was wrong what you did. No, if you're a moral relativist, it's all just a matter of choice. It's all relative. Well, you see, you try and live that out enough. You live in a family, in a neighborhood, in a school. You play on a ball team. You live in a culture. You watch a government go in that direction, and it is stinking meaningless. Life is a stinking crapshoot. And then Islam comes in saying, here's structure. Here's structure for every area of your life. And I think those Americans who have become Muslims have done it largely often for that reason. I yearn for structure. I yearn for order because this is chaos, moral relativism. It's totally chaotic.
Well, I would say, Muslim Catholics and Jews probably have more structure than Christianity does. There's a system of what you do. There's rituals. There's certain more sacrifice to be one. If you want to be a Jew, there's a lot of sacrifice you're making. If you want to be a Muslim, there's a lot of sacrifice you're making and certain habits you got to follow. And I would even put Mormonism in there because their service is longer. There's certain things you do on Monday, certain things you wear, certain structures you have to have financially. It's not just 10%, it's more. There's certain ways you go about it. Kids go in 2 years, learn a language, go to a different place, go to your, what do they call it when you go on your 2-year missions trip that you go on, right? Okay, so that's fine. That's the structure part. But that can't be it. What else are they selling for one to say, yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm open to the idea.
Well, I think obviously the Mormons bang away on family, which is great, obviously, tremendous. And Muslims, I think, do a very good job talking about devotion. You pray 5 times a day, facing Mecca, buddy. So get down on your knees and pray to God. So, there are some points there that are legitimate, I feel. Very legitimate. But remember, Patrick, read the Gospels. And it was some of the most structured people that gave Jesus the most difficulty. They were called Pharisees. And they had everything structured. And they had all the rules down, and they crossed all their T's and dotted all their I's. And they were dead in their structure. Jesus comes to cause a revolution of the heart where we are overwhelmed by God's amazing grace, and that changes us at the root of our being. So yes, structure is good, but watch out for structure, because structure can, especially in religion, be deadly. Legalism, Pharisaism, it can be lethal.
Got it. I saw one of these exchanges you had with one of the students, Rob. If you can play this clip, I think I saw this on TikTok where, you know, he's going back and forth with you about Prophet Muhammad, about Muslim, and then you're going back at him and you're walking away. I just want to get your reaction on this, and if you can unpack this for me, that'd be great. Go ahead, Rob.
To tell you the truth about God.
Because the Quran is factual in many places. If it's ambiguous a few places, then I believe that. Because I see the authenticity of the Quran. You can't show me two different versions and say these are both from God. I only see one version. When I see 10 different versions, I question, is it coming from God? How do we have 10 versions? Did God write this, or did the believers of God write it? They changed it, but when I only see one version, and I can show you the change of authenticity, then I believe it.
Come on, you're smart enough to have heard about Zayd bin Thabit. You know very, very well why there's one version of the Quran, I hope. Okay? You know what Uthman did, Caliph Uthman did.
What did he do?
He destroyed all the forms of the Quran that disagreed with the one that he chose through Zayd bin Thabit.
How are you going to prove?
Do you know the last time we introduced this hat, what happened to it? Within seconds, it sold out. We ordered 1,000 of these. Like this, it was gone. And we got hundreds of emails saying, hey, I want one of these. Can you please put it back up again for us to order? So this is what we're doing just to prepare on what's going to happen. Because the Olympics are about to start, and because those of you who watch this podcast love America, this hat says USA on the front of it. If you're proud American, you love America, sport this hat. On the site, it says Future Looks Bright. On the back, it says Valuetainment. On the side, it's got the American flag. And on the lid, it says the future looks bright. Never have we had a merch that sold out as fast as this. So here's what we're doing. That's the QR code. You go out there. We have a special USA gear, Team USA gear, that is here on vtmerch.com. I'm telling you right now, when you go there, it's going to tell you on back order, but it's going to be first come, first serve, because we're ordering. There's some amount that's going to go out immediately, but some of it's going to be on back order. The shirts, the hats, highly, highly recommend during this season, the next 3 to 4 months. When you go to work, maybe you don't want to feel like you want to wear some other hats, but maybe you're comfortable wearing a Team USA hat. Sport this gear when you're going to work, when you're going out over the weekend. Let people know you're proud to be an American. We got the gear here for you. A bunch of different things. If you can zoom in on a couple of those shirts when you order it, it says USA on the front, and it says Future Looks Bright on the back, and it's got the American flag on it as well. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Don't be one of the ones that hesitates. Order 2, 3 for your friends, your family, your peers. There's even gear for women. The last time we had some female gear that we announced, women's gear we announced, it actually went very quickly. I got a bunch of pictures as well of people. When you get this gear, sport it, tag us. We share it on the podcast while we're going through it. So again, do your thing.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.